Hi guys, my name is Laura and this is a moon, cloud, night sky inspired look that I've done today. I've really been feeling the clouds and night skies and stars kind of motif lately, so I figured why not reach my final form. This isn't so much a tutorial because I don't even really know what I'm doing, it's just kind of me messing around with makeup. If you keep watching, you can watch me struggle through this makeup look. See you later. Hi everyone, so I've been getting a couple of requests from these lovely ladies in a Facebook group that I am in to start making videos. I'm not a teacher, I'm not very good at teaching, so don't expect this to be a tutorial, more so me fucking around and seeing what happens. I just bought this new foundation, it's Maybelline Fit Me Dewy in Smooth. I always do my face before my brows, and if you don't agree with that, too bad. I am the shade 220. I'm sorry about this giant mirror on the side, but I'm not a YouTuber and I don't have proper filming equipment. So we're just gonna roll with it. So I'm doing my foundation first because I'm planning on face painting and I like to have my base already. I don't want to be trying to put my foundation on around my face paint. That's really annoying. Also, I don't like to do my eyes before my face because I don't like trying to blend my foundation around my eyes or around my eyebrows. I just like to put it everywhere. It's always nice to blend your foundation into your hairline, so when people look at your hair, it's like orange. It's like DIY shadow roots. So now that I've got my foundation on, I'm gonna go ahead and put some concealer on. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. My favorite concealer is actually the Maybelline Fit Me, but as you can see, I'm pretty much out. So I decided to try this one. This one pimple on my forehead has been pissing me off. And if you still see redness after all of this, mind your business. So now that I've got my base, I'm going to set underneath my eyes and like my T-zone and stuff with some powder. Just the Coty Airspun powder. Go ahead and go under my eyes. I am going to set my nose. I'm not gonna worry too much about the outside of my face, and I'm not gonna blend that out yet. The brow gel that I use is the ColourPop, like the cream brow gel. My only issue is that this is the brunette shade, which obviously worked perfect for me when my hair was not blonde. I'm gonna look a little stupid for a while, but so now that I have this brow on, I'm gonna go ahead and do my left eyebrow off camera. I'm going to blend the inner corner of my eyebrows. And then after I do that, I do like to go back and just kind of fill in the spots that were erased a little bit too much. And then after I do that, I like to powder just the inside of my eyebrows because when I get sweaty, the center of my eyebrows is usually the first to go. I also think that the powder helps it blend a little bit more into my skin so that my eyebrows don't look like Sharpie, at least in the center. They look like Sharpie on the outside, but that's okay. I've concluded that the end of your eyebrows can be as dark as you want them to be, so long as the center of your eyebrows, the center of your face, is faded out. Here comes the hard part. So I'm using the Mehron Makeup 8 color face paint palette. These are their Paradise paints. These paints are water activated, which means your brush has to be wet or you have to spray some water into the paints for any pigment to show. I'm doing that thing. I'm just using this thin liner art brush. So what I have to do is create a circle for the moon. I'm just gonna use any round object to kind of trace out where I want it. All right, so now I've got this white circle on my face. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it in with the white face paint. Don't be dumb like I did and put too much water, because when you put too much water,
you get drips.
I'm gonna go ahead and outline it in black. So what I'm doing right now is kind of laying down the groundwork for all the shading and all the the darkness of the sky. So I'm taking the straight up black face paint, dipping it, and then I'm kind of laying down the base work about where I want it to go. And then anytime you want to blend out the edges, just make your brush a little bit more wet and kind of pat around it. Okay, so now that I generally have where I want the darkest parts of the sky to be, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a bigger brush just to kind of blend out the edges, and then I'm going to go and start adding blue and purple and red and all the other colors. And because these paints work really well with like water, just using your finger is actually really good to blend these out. I did lose some darkness down here, so I'm going to add a little bit more black. So I'm going to be dabbing that onto certain areas. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take a cotton pad. I'm going to put a little bit of water just at the end of it, and then I'm just trying to pat out the edges of it. So now that I have this going on, I'm going to be using the Zulu palette by Juvia's, and there's a really nice purple shade in here. This is just any brush, and I'm going to try to pat it around some of these edges. And then this is the Wet palette by Bretman Rock with ColourPop. I'm going to be using the shade I'm Chilling, and I'm just going to be putting in random spots along the black. I am going to darken up some of these spots because it is trying to blend. It's looking a little muddy, so I'm just going to take a little bit of black and darken up some of the edges. Again, with that wet cotton pad, I am just going to go dab over it, dab around it, just to try to blend it out. Okay, so now that I've got my sky going on, I'm going to try to color in my moon. This is the Morphe 35B. There's a couple of good bright blue shades in here, so I'm going to be using these two shades. I'm just taking it along my finger. I'm gonna go ahead and use purple in the Zulu palette. I'm gonna be using the shade I'm Chillin' in here, and I'm probably gonna mix a little bit of this color as well. This is the color Fishy. So I'm Chillin' and Fishy. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the top part of my moon. So what I'm trying to do is make like a general blob shape in this corner. You know, the moon has its freckles, so I'm just trying to recreate that. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go into both this navy shade and this black shade down here just to kind of outline the edge of my moon. I'm gonna try to create the splotches on the moon. This is just a e.l.f. blending brush. This is like $1. So I've dipped it in the paint, and I'm actually gonna dab it off a little bit because I don't want it to be too wet. I want like a faded kind of. And since I suck at recording, this entire bit is overexposed, but this is basically me creating the clouds. All I did was dip it in the white face paint, and then I would just kind of dab it along where I wanted it. You want like visible kind of bumps on the top of it, and then the bottom of it, just take your brush and kind of blend out the edges. You can use water, you can use your finger. I just like to spread the paint horizontally to blend it out. And then of course you want the top of the clouds to be the whitest and the brightest, so if you lose any of that brightness from blending at the bottoms, you can just go ahead and put some more white paint on top. And then what I'm doing here to add some shading to my clouds, I'm taking that same blue from the Morphe palette and just taking that on a fluffy brush. I'm just putting that at the bottom of the clouds just to give the look some more color and to give the clouds some shading. And then because I thought the bottom of my sky looked kind of plain, I went ahead and added another cloud towards the bottom. I'm gonna go on this really itty bitty little brush, and I'm gonna add a bunch of stars everywhere. I'm gonna use this nail dotting tool. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a bunch of little stars, like the pointy stars. I'm gonna move on to eyes. I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is the anti-aging one. So now that I have my eye set, I'm mainly gonna be using the Wet palette by ColourPop. I'm just gonna go into the shade Eva Beach. This is the brush that had all the blue and purple gunk on it because I didn't bother to grab a clean brush. So now I'm gonna have blue and purple gunk in my crease. What else? I'm gonna go and use the shade I'm Chillin' and just darken it up. I'm I'm gonna be using ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. This is the shade Patchwork, and I'm just gonna be using my finger and putting it all over my lid. And just blend out the edges. I'm gonna go back in with the shade I'm Chillin' again and just line my lower lash line. And then for my inner corner, I'm gonna use the shade Finish, and then I'm gonna top it off with the shade Thickums. If you can see, I did bring it up higher just to kind of open up my eyes. And then I am gonna go back with the Super Shock Shadow and just go over parts of my lid. I'm going to line my eyes with the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. My wings are completely uneven, but that's okay. Then I'm also just gonna go ahead and glue on some lashes. Okay, now that I have lashes on, I'm gonna work on the side of my face. I'm not gonna do anything too drastic, just a little bit of shading. I'm using my Lorac Pro Contour Powder Kit. I believe this is the light.
I believe this is the light one.
Just gonna be taking the medium shade and just kind of going along my cheekbone. A little along my nose just to kind of warm it up. And then also along my jawline on this side. And then I'm gonna take it up to my temple. I'm gonna use the Too Faced Love Flush blush in the shade Love Hangover. This is my favorite blush. Just something to warm up my face. I don't want too much blush, so I'm gonna go back with my contour. Just kind of blend that out a little bit. For highlight, what's more appropriate than the Moonchild Glow Kit by Anastasia? I'm gonna take Blue Ice and a little bit of Pink Heart. I'm just gonna mix those two together. I'm gonna take Pink Heart and go across my nose, across my cupid's bow. And then for this look, I'm just gonna use a black liquid lipstick. This is the color Friday by ColourPop. I should probably line my lips, but alright, I think I'm all done. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Thank you guys for watching.
Go ahead and smash that like button.
See you later.